This episode was straight dialogue, but I love it so much. This was a good episode. It was good when it came to the direction of how they wanted to give us their message. And their message was in many perspectives, but mainly hearing those as you hear others, in a way. YOHANE has gone through some good experiences since she came back to her hometown, and she isn't the person she was before. To the point where she can't believe it, but yet she sees herself in a reflection, a mirror, you want to say. And things are happening around town that are still going on, despite the help of the others, but it's still happening. And they do believe with the help of Mari, things can be solved quickly. However, Mari does not wish to leave the island. She has closed herself in her island, her safe little cocoon, her little bubble, her little oasis in the world. It's always good to have an oasis, but the problem with an oasis is that it makes us lazy. It makes us not want to go out there, to give it our all, because it's an oasis, a safe place in a world surrounded by desert, in a way. And because of that, we feel like this is good. We'll stay here. What else do we need to go outside for? It makes us narrow-minded, ignorant, completely oblivious of how the world can change around us, whether it's for the better or for the worse. And because of that, we have this mindset of how things are and they should be, and how they always will be. But that's not always the case. It's like going on the media, social media, and the world will show you how terrible everyone is, how bad everyone can be. But when you go to work or you meet strangers, customers, and other fellow employees, co-workers, things aren't so bad as they say they are. People around you will see those bad people, but most of them aren't bad. They're living their lives. They too could be oblivious of how things truly are as well. And you wouldn't know that because you automatically judge them for what they are by appearance, or by what they do in that action right there and there. You know? They have done something stupid or rude. You immediately think, oh, that's who they are. That's all they're all about. There's no need to interact with that person. But what if it's just that day? What if they're just having a bad day? What if something happens, or they are oblivious how life is for some people? You may never know. But you immediately close them out. Because why bother? Like, you'll see them again, right? Yeah. But what if you do? You know, you might see a different side of them. It's happened to me before, where I used to sit back and just judge people by what they look like or who they are. And because I kept seeing so much of them, it left a bad taste in my mouth until I realized I stuck with one of them and realized there's more to them than meets the eye. Judging them like that was wrong of me, completely oblivious and ignorant of me. And I should not have done that. And YOHANE feels the same way when it comes to Mari, who wants her to leave the island. Not just to help out, but for her own good too. YOHANE herself wanted to leave this place. She didn't want to go back to the place she came from. She always judged it harshly until she came back and realized that everyone's giving their all. Everyone else is living their own dream. Because her dream is different from theirs doesn't mean it's any better. And she realized that. How selfish, cold-hearted, and distant she was. But she was also socially awkward. You know, she didn't know how to get along with others or communicate as well. Something I've struggled myself with in the past. So because of that, she automatically judged people. And Mari's going through the same thing. So she's seeing Mari as a reflection of who she was and probably still is in a way. And doesn't want that for her. It sucks being that way. Being lonely. So she does what she can to talk. She talks with you and the others, and you meet with little Ruby, who follows them, and she hides herself because she doesn't want people to judge her for who she is by the way she looks. But they all realize that who she was already. She was Dai's sister, a very cute little fairy, and there's nothing wrong with her. So because of that, if a fairy whose sister's a human can get along and be out in the open and be accepted within society, why not this demon lord, Mari, a girl who great gifts and powers, but she is afraid because of the powers she has. She kind of sees it as a curse. The fact that she can hear things all the way on the other side of the island is quite fascinating and amazing. Definitely superpower hearing. So imagine having crowds of people all at once, voices around you at a close range. That would be terrible. Very terrible. So, she distances herself. She automatically puts up negative thoughts of these things because she's afraid of it. If she doesn't, then what would justify her reason of not wanting to leave the island? She needs that reason, that justification of her actions. So because of that, she will say and do anything she can, give her that reason to never want to go. They're bad, they're terrible. Why should I go? And now, YOHANE did the same thing as a kid. She couldn't socialize with no one, so maybe everyone on the island was just terrible or just didn't like her. She automatically thought those feelings without opening up herself. So she wanted to leave and become something on her own. But she came back and she realized she was completely wrong. And now she's seeing that Mari's the same way. Till Mari realized what her father wanted her to do. To use her powers to help others. So she takes this chance. So YOHANE, being the jack of all trades, becomes a tour guide without her really noticing it. But I don't think she minds this time. This is doing it for a friend that she wishes to help. Showing her all around town, introducing her as her friend, showing how things have changed. People are saying hi to YOHANE, saying thanks to her. You know, she's the girl that helps everybody else out. It's amazing. And then maybe there's a crowd of people and Mari starts getting her anxiety. YOHANE, who goes through the same thing as she does, tells her, let's close our eyes, reopen them, and see the world for what it truly is. And they say, ready, go. And when they do, things aren't so bad as they appear. Mari's eyes sees that the world isn't as bright. As bad, as dark. It can be a little bright. I can let mix that up. Anyways, that's good. YOHANE trusts Mari so much to the point that she shows her the place where she used to perform as a child, as we saw in episode 1. And it turns out Mari always knew this because she could hear YOHANE perform. And actually was probably YOHANE's first fan, when you think about it. So, as she was about to perform, a lightning struck. A negative force of energy surrounds the area. Something's happening, something bad. And is getting more pissed off by the day YOHANE interferes with its plans. What that is, we still don't know, but I'm really excited to find out. But yeah, all together now, this episode was great. The last thing I want to talk about is the thing with YOHANE and Laylops. I started reading the manga of this. Turns out there was a manga that came out before the show started. And I realized in the manga, which I was right about, Laylops doesn't talk at all. Even when Laylops is alone with YOHANE, she never talks. In fact, she's just always there with YOHANE. If she wants to do something with YOHANE, it would wag its tail or give her a nudge or something like, YOHANE, do this or don't do that. But it never talked. And Laylops never talks to anybody else, but only YOHANE. Like I said before, could it be the fact that Laylops is a figment of YOHANE's imagination the way the personality is? Only she can hear Laylops because probably her magical powers. But the dog is a talking dog, but it doesn't talk to nobody else but YOHANE. So that could be a thing that's happening right now. A psychological thing, a magical thing. Whatever it is that's happening, it could be the point where Laylops might change towards the end of this adventure, where Laylops is no longer who they are, and YOHANE must come to terms with that. Will she still love her sister? If their sister would change? We'll have to wait and see. But I am fascinated with the series so much. It's very good. The studio really took a risk at making this, but it already seems to be successful. So I'm happy for it. So good job, everyone. So with that being said, I'll end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This is Madcrownxox on anime. Signing out.